Coming up on Cptv, 2017 CPHS grad Melvin Craig files his candidacy to run for a seat on the City Council. Cptv's Armando Bracco takes a look at school security and whether students feel safe throughout the region, and there's plenty to celebrate in CP sports as the winter teams head to their postseasons. Cptv is up next.
Stand by. Countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Melly Lockhart.
And I'm Zach Jones.
Welcome to Cptv. Kirsten Robinson will have your 5-day weather forecast, and Ram Harkness will bring us CP Sports highlights.
Here's what's happening at Crown Point High School.
In a recent study appearing in the journal entitled Pediatrics and based on data from the American Youth Risk Behavior Survey, researchers demonstrated just over half of American middle school and high school students reported feeling safe in their respective schools. Cptv's Armando Bracco visited schools throughout the region to investigate their individual safety policies and what they are doing to provide safe school environments.
2,800 students enter and exit Crown Point High School every day. In the past, schools have been thought as a safe zone for learning, but this has changed as the problem of school shootings and attacks continues to rise, which can leave some students concerned for their own safety.
First and foremost, we're going to be adding an additional SRO, Security Resource Officer, next year, so we'll have 2 full-time police officers at Crown Point High School starting next year. We're also adding what's called the Standard Response Protocol starting next year, which is going to be a new way that we're going to look at doing lockdowns.
We tend to have a lot of fire drills here, and I feel like we need to be having more active shooter kind of drills, just because how often do you hear about like schools burning down?
I also had the chance to speak with Hammond and Maryville school security personnel to ask them on their thoughts and plans for the future of school security.
I think it's more important that the students, the staff, the school personnel builds relationships with kids, and because we can have all the most expensive cameras and scanners and detectors and everything, but you never know what the kids or the students or the staff are thinking.
Every corporation needs to continue to improve safety. I don't care where they believe they're at on the spectrum of extremely safe or still working on it. I'm still convinced that the best way to avoid such a disaster is to encourage people, if they see something, say something.
It is apparent that more and more schools are making security their #1 priority. For Cptv, I'm Armando Bracco.
Melvin Craig, a 2017 Crown Point High School graduate, is running for an at-large seat on the Crown Point City Council. Craig is looking to get more youth involvement in politics in a rapidly changing political culture. Cptv's Evan Holland met with Craig to discuss his plans for CP and why he has chosen to run for office after graduating just over 2 years ago.
Hi, I'm Melvin Craig. I'm a 2017 Crown Point graduate, and I'm running for City Council at large.
Early last week, Melvin Craig announced his campaign for City Council at large. However, Craig isn't an ordinary candidate. He's just 19 years old.
Look at the results of the 2018 election. You know, the midterms elected a numerous number of people that were under 30 to elected office. I think it's really, really inspiring to see that example and see all the change that can be done by young people.
If elected, Craig intends to use his position to impose more economically friendly policies, support small businesses, and give youth a voice in politics.
People will say that, you know, the youth are not politically motivated or that young people are not interested in politics, and that's just not true. We're a very diverse city, so I think it's important to have representation in all our forms of government, but especially locally, because we're not all the same. You know, young people's voices should be heard, and I think it's very important that we have someone younger on the board, someone, you know, younger on the City Council.
The municipal elections will be held May 7th. For Cptv, I'm Evan Holland.
I don't think I've left my house this week other than to come to school due to the weather. Here's Cptv's Kirsten Robinson with your record-breaking forecast.
We've been talking about it for a few days now, but we're finally going to feel the effects of this polar vortex today and tomorrow as all this low-pressure Arctic air blasts down into the lower 48 states and into it. We expect in Crown Point throughout today. Well, it will remain cloudy and windy with a temperature of -15 at noon today, and by 3 o'clock. As we head into your weekend, warmer yet on Saturday with a high of 37. And then we'll break into the 40s on Sunday with a pretty good chance of some rain showers. Monday, we're talking highs in the mid-50s. So hang in there. A couple of days and it'll start to feel just like spring. That's your 5-day weather forecast. Stay warm, everyone. Zach, Ellie?
Okay, so at least we have something to look forward to. Thanks, Kirsten. A lot going on right now in CP Sports as all the winter sports teams are either in or headed to their respective postseasons. Here's Ramsey Harkness with your CP Sports update.
The CP Sports Story of the Year, the undefeated girls basketball team took on 18-4 Bishop Knoll Wednesday, and the big question was, could they continue their dominance and cap off the perfect season at 23-0? You bet, but it was a close match most of the way as Bishop Knoll's Courtney Blakely kept the Warriors in it by scoring 21 points of her own despite the Dogs' hard-nosed defense. CP freshman phenom Jessica Carruthers led the Dogs with 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 9 steals, and her fellow freshman teammate Lily Stoddard also contributed with 13 points and 8 rebounds. The girls start tournament play at Lowell versus the Red Devils Friday at 6:30 p.m.
The season's been really great, and we've just been contributing really well and working well together, and we have a great team relationship, and we're all friends, so it's been great.
Biggest thing is now we got to win in the postseason. That's been our number one priority, and it's really every program's number one priority. So now we got to try and go out and win a sectional.
The Crown Point Special Needs basketball team. The team next faces Lake Central at home Tuesday night.
I shot like 4 3-pointers in this game, and Lowell didn't stand a chance against our team. And this victory here tonight, we did good.
The gymnastics team dropped a close meet to Lake Central at home on Thursday. Despite the loss, the team does hold on to their ranking of 7th in the state.
It was a tough matchup tonight against Lake Central. We had heard that they were having a couple extra level 9s this year on their team, which we knew that it was going to be something where we were going to have to go hard, especially on bars tonight, and we weren't able to. We came up short. We had a great night on vault, not such a great night on beam, really good on floor, so we just need to put it all together. Gymnastics has 4 events, and they have to hit them all if they want to stand a chance in this conference. Very difficult one. I tell my kids all the time, teams that stay on beam usually win the meet, and we couldn't do that tonight.
The wrestling team won their 17th consecutive sectional championship on Saturday and had 5 overall tournament champions. Sophomore Stephen Roberson in the 106-pound weight class, sophomore Riley Beddich in the 120-pound weight class, freshman Jesse Mendez in the 126-pound weight class, senior Jake Burford in the 145-pound weight class, and finally senior Ethan Patowski in the 195-pound weight class.
I've been shooting for this guy ever since I've gotten back. So the whole time I was injured coming into this season, I was like, man, I don't know about that. I wrestled him a few years ago, and I also wrestled with on a team over the summer, so I know him pretty well. But I don't know what to say. I wouldn't say he's really good, but I thought I was a little bit better than him.
12 wrestlers will advance the regional championship this Saturday, which is being held here at CPHS and starts at 9 a.m. Lots of tournament play going on this time of year, and that's it for sports.
As most know by now, the long-awaited Olympic-sized ice skating rink opened at Bulldog Park over winter break, and along with the grand opening came a boost in sales at local businesses. CPTV's Sarah Frey visited the rink and nearby shop owners to get a sense of how it has impacted the community.
Located next to the square, Bulldog Park has become a popular location for Crown Point residents. Not only has it become a public hangout, but it has also benefited the local shops.
You don't really get to see a whole lot of people out in the square having a lot of fun in the same way and bonding, but you can actually see friends that you didn't plan to see here and meet new people based off of the interest of ice skating.
This area's grown a lot in the last decade, and it's brought so many people from so many areas to one location that people are kind of venturing out beyond Bulldog Park and utilizing different businesses, restaurants.
It's something we really need as a community because I feel like this whole area, the square, has been dead for a while to teenagers.
Skating is a great activity, and I think the youth hockey that it'll bring, hockey's a great team sport. And I think it teaches a lot of teamwork and morals.
It's also really good for kids 14 to like any age really to come out and get a job.
Winter doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon, so make sure you come to Bulldog Park and see what it has to offer for you. For CPTV, I'm Sarah Frey.
Free skating is open weekday nights from 5 to 9 p.m. and weekends from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m.
That's it for today's show. Thank you for tuning in and being with us.
Remember, you can view all of our past episodes on cptvmedia.com.
You can also follow us on Twitter at CPTV Media.
For Ram Harkness, Kirsten Robinson, and all of us here at CPTV, I'm Zach Jones.
And I'm Ellie Lockhart.
See you soon.
Take care.